Hello everyone, and welcome to So Many Games All the Time. Today we'll be talking about Dojo Kun. Oh yeah, my name is Joachim. Today we'll be talking about Dojo Kun, a game by Roberto Pestrin. So as usual, I'm going to be opening this box and I'm going to tell you why I like this game, because basically all my reviews tend to be that I like the games because I don't want to waste time doing a review of a game I don't like, honestly. Maybe in the end I'll do them, but at the moment the ones I'm reviewing are the ones that I like, so we'll see if that evolves. Alright, so Dojo Kun, there's also of course going to be stuff that I don't like as much, but first of all the art is amazing. But more about that later as we see more of it. This, just look at this. It's Simone, of course, but just look at this rulebook in itself already. It's colorful. It's big. It is really, really, really nice. But I guess I should talk about what Dojo Kun is. Dojo Kun is actually a mix of a worker placement game combined with tournament fighting, basically, and that is the super appeal of this game. So first of all, you can see the insert is gone. This little bag is from BGG. These containers are from a local JHC store, Japanese home center in Hong Kong, and then everything else is just loose in the box. So like I said, there's a little bit of worker placement because let's take a look at some of the pieces that you will be playing with, or let's just say, let's take a look first at a board, a player board, and those are just, they're all just awesome. Like, look, this is one, this is, if you play with green, you'll be with him, right? So the back is also super nice. It's nice and thick. The production is really, really good. And it's a worker placement game because you have a fighter here. So let me show you these fighters, because these fighters are also all awesome. I mean, maybe their skills aren't that awesome, but they sure look awesome. So for example, since we are with green, you would start with Momo. Momo is just, look at him. He is cool. He is just awesome. We call him Big Momo because let's just be honest, he is big. And he starts with a red die and a green die if you were to fight. So these are the dice. You see, it's mostly grappling and fighting and so on, because we're kind of like we're fighting, right? So and we have grappling, we have blocking, you have punching and kicking. So there's a variety of things. And let's say we're green. So he also has a green die, which has a slightly different faces, okay? So all these different dies are different skills, but these are the worker placement things. So this is, you have 1, 2, 3, and then this. So this is a sensei. As you can see, it goes here. It actually goes here, actually. And then you can go to different locations. So it actually goes here, sorry. You can go to different locations. So you can go here to get the action. You can go here only with your sensei to get the action. These guys can go there as well. And of course, it's not only there that you can go, because you also have the game board, which is also different pieces. For example, here you could hire new fighters that come out. Here you can train. We'll have different training cards here. Here you can expand your dojo, which, for example, this. So you can have another trainer, another special ability, and another gym that you can kind of expand. And then you also have this. Where is it? There should be another board, probably underneath here. Yes. Then you have this one. And here you can get new skills. Here you can get some experience. Here it would be missions that you can basically do that I'll show later. And here you can exchange. And here you can get some more experience and so on, I think, or currency. So that is basically the worker placement phase. And you can also see on this board here, this is a tournament board, okay? But more about that later. What I wanted to show you this for now is you have the turn track. So there is one, here you go, the Torii Gate. This is the first turn, everybody just plays their heroes and so on. And this is a bonus, you do it again. It's a bonus, you do it again. And then we fight the silver tournament, okay? Then second round, do it again, do it again, do it again, and then the second tournament. And you can see the scores in the second tournament are higher than the first tournament. And everyone, most likely, will have 2 fighters to send. And if you have 3 fighters, you choose which ones you're sending. So the appeal is not so much the worker placement, even though even that looks really nice. For example, here are some cards. Give me a second. They're all kind of bunched up. For example, here you have one of these missions, protect the snake dojo. So you need to be able to do the bottom to be able to do it, the bandits. I mean, it's just something that adds stuff to it, the journey. And then you also have some special abilities like 100 fists. So if you have this, you can spend this to do a special move while you're fighting. You have the swan punch, great submission, 100 flying fists, the great journey because it's the second round. The red stuff is the second round. Energetic turtle wave, protect the mantis dog. There's a bunch of stuff you can do. And you also have these here to signify if you are with the white or the black team. That's to check the results, because when you're fighting, you're going to roll all these dice, add up the totals, and then in the end, you'll see who wins. So first of all, you'll do a kick, but then the kicks are neutralized by the grabs, but the grabs are neutralized by the blocks, and so on. So you start like this, hop, 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 and then in the end, so basically there's a grab. Your kick is neutralized by the grab, and then whatever is remaining from the grab might decrease the blocks, but then the blocks are used to block the punches, of course, and whatever is left will then be the final score. And then the same goes in the other way. So, and then of course you can use these extra moves to potentially add some other stuff to it. And of course the whole appeal of the game is this, because this is where all the trash talking, well, not really this, but oops, this phase here, because this is where all the trash talking happens. Because those tokens that you just saw, the 1 and 2 that we use for the worker placement, they'll then be randomly chosen, or not randomly, you can go to worker placement spots to make sure that you choose your position. For example, like 1 and 2 could be the case, and then you might face the number 2 from red here, and then yeah, I can't immediately get the token. Oh, here it is. Red might also be here, and then we have the purple player who might be here and there. You get the gist, right? And then I'm just going to quickly finish it here so I can complete the example as well. Then red will face green and red will face purple. Of course, you're going to fight. And let's say red wins and blue wins and green wins and purple wins. Now, these 4, they gain no points, but the others, they already have 2 points. And fight again, let's say like this and like this. So 2 points, 5 points for sure, and then hop like this maybe. And that will be the end then. But of course, you're rolling dice, you're fighting, and you're upgrading your heroes, giving them more skills. Like this is an example of what the different faces are for each die. So you know what you're going for. And then you have the different fighters with different abilities. For example, he has no numbers here, means 0 dice, but he does come with 2 currency and 2 immediate upgrades. And also 1 point at the end of the game. Celine, has 1, 1, 1. Grim has only 1, but 2 points at the end of the game, and he has some experience, and he has a special ability, and you have so many. Nobu, Sunam, Kaori, Marta, Carol, Eileen, Connor, Murray, so many cool ones. And the blue ones are the first round. The red ones are the second round. So you can also just start hiring more fighters the second round. Jana, Pancho, Ajax, Costas, Masaru, Heidi. It is just cool. It is just cool. I gush about it. The worker placement stuff is so, all right? It's so. It's not that crazy. But the whole fighting, the building up towards it and seeing who wins, it is really cool. One thing I haven't talked about actually is the training expansion, right? Where you can go and train. That is over here. These are these tiles. So these tiles will then randomly come out. So these are just more worker placements. You can see it here, the punching bag, more worker placement spots where you can go. It is nice. For example, if you go here, you increase your purple die and so on. And once again, it's for the 2 rounds as well. So it all depends on how are you going to expand your dojo, what are you going to do, which direction you're going to put your fighters in. And then you might say, oh, my fighter is perfectly built to defeat that guy, but might be super weak against the others. And if you then more go for a general approach, it might not be strong enough. Your fighter might not be strong enough to fight other people. It's really, and of course you're rolling dice, so you need to be lucky too. And I don't know, it's always just a lot of fun. And then you also have, you can play solo too, or play with 3 people and then have AI, or 2 people with 2 AIs. But I wouldn't suggest it, because these AIs tend to be all quite strong. They either have a lot of dice or they have special abilities. Every time you play with AI, an AI wins the tournaments, which is kind of lame. But of course, you don't add their points then, because you're playing with 2 players or whatever. And of course, it's less interesting. But yeah, still, the game itself, I would only play with 4 because it makes it so good. The components are awesome. It is beautiful. You fight, you talk trash. Yeah. It doesn't take too long. Of course, you have people who have AP sometimes, but in this kind of game, you really shouldn't. You're just supposed to do your turns quickly, get to the tournament, right? And decide who you're going to hire and build them up and so on. And some fighters you might hire just to do the quests, the missions, to get the points. Because in the end, you're trying to get points, right? And okay, the second tournament can go up to 12 points. Like if you get a second place and a first place, that's 19 points. That's huge. Let me just quickly check my BG stats to see what the scores were for the last time that we played, which is probably already a while ago, even though I'd like to play as many times as I can. So the last play, the scores were 32, 31, 23, and 14. So it can differ. Yeah. So that is Dojo Kun, basically. It flew under the radar, I feel. I don't think it got that much attention, but beer and pretzel game, awesome. Yeah. Anyway, that's Dojo Kun. My name is Joachim. So many games in the time. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.